Welcome to Rahum Kids. This channel is full of fun and colorful cartoons for kids. There are so many wonderful stories and exciting things to discover. And as you watch, you can sing along to the happy songs and learn fun facts about everything you see. It's a magical world full of toys and balloons and bugs and music. Join our happy family of learners and let the magic begin. We hope that you enjoy watching our videos as much as we enjoy making them for you. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn and have fun with us. Welcome to our channel. In this cartoon short, we're gonna see a very familiar cat and mouse duo, Tom and Jerry, get into some pretty wild shenanigans in the kitchen. Can Tom catch Jerry? Well, that's not for me to say. Let's just dive right into it. We open on a wide shot of a fully stocked kitchen with lots of delicious-looking food. At the top of the cupboards, we can see Jerry scampering around. He's got a little spoon in his paw and he is about to take a big bite out of a cupcake when suddenly Tom appears and tries to swipe him. Jerry quickly runs away before Tom can grab him and Tom falls into a bowl full of whipped cream. After getting himself all nicely sudsed up, Jerry comes back with a spoon to try and get some of that whipped cream, but Tom swats him away. Jerry then proceeds to use a spoon to spread whipped cream all over the cupboards, much to Tom's chagrin. That's when Tom decides to change his tactics. He jumps up on the counter and takes a big bite out of a watermelon, but Jerry uses his little tail to flick the spoon into Tom's eye. Ouch! As Tom is stumbling around with a big slice of watermelon in his mouth, Jerry runs off and hides behind a loaf of bread. When Tom finally spits the watermelon out, he looks over and sees that Jerry has taken his revenge by covering him in crumbs. So Tom does what any reasonable cat would do. He grabs a whole bunch of flour and covers Jerry in a white cloud. But Jerry simply shakes it off and uses the flour to make a little mustache and beard on Tommy's face. Now it's Tom's turn to be the clumsy one. He runs into a chair and knocks himself out cold. Jerry walks up to him, checks if he's alright, then shakes him by the tail just for fun. And when that doesn't work, he whacks Tom right across the nose with a spoon, sending him flying backwards. With Tom still dazed from the hit to the face, Jerry uses a rolling pin to whack him across the legs, then uses a spatula to flip him over. All this commotion has made Tom just a little bit angry though, so he chases Jerry around the kitchen, whacking him with a dishcloth. But Jerry is far too quick for him and manages to escape up the side of the cupboards again. This time Tom tries a different tactic. Instead of chasing after him, he just stands there and waits. But Jerry ain't falling for that one. He proceeds to flick more whipped cream at Tom's face, then runs away before Tom can retaliate. Tom looks over and sees a whole stack of plates on the counter and gets an idea. He starts stacking them up on top of each other to make a sort of tower. Then when Jerry comes running by, he shoves him right into it. The plates go flying and cover Jerry in the porcelain glaze. Realizing that he's trapped, Tom runs over and starts whacking him with a wooden spoon. But Jerry outsmarts him yet again and uses a spoon to flick more whipped cream in Tommy's face. It's like a never-ending cycle of revenge. But this time when Tom goes to wipe the cream off his face, he accidentally wipes it into his eyes. Ouch! And what a coincidence that Jerry should walk by right at that moment with another glob of whipped cream. He couldn't resist. Jerry once again uses a spoon to flick it into Tom's face, then runs off before Tom can do anything about it. And here's where things start to get a little crazy. Tom is so fed up with being humiliated that he jumps up onto the counter and takes a big bite out of the biggest cake on the table. But Jerry, being the mischievous little guy that he is, flicks the spoon at Tom's paw, making him drop the cake. The cake lands on Tom's head and makes him look like a little kitten. Then Jerry, unable to contain himself, starts laughing hysterically. Tom, realizing how ridiculous the situation is, starts to laugh along with him. The two friends enjoy their moment together, but it doesn't last long. Tom starts to panic because he realizes that the laughing has made him lose control of his bladder. Oh boy, gotta go! He runs off screen just as Jerry stops laughing. Our little mouse takes a moment to appreciate the beautiful cupcake he had been eyeing at the start of the episode, then begins to take a big bite out of it when suddenly the screen fades to black, and we hear the familiar sound of a screen door slamming. That's all for now. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. A big thank you to the channel for sponsoring this video. Now let's get into the video. The first scene takes place in the summer. It's a bright, sunny day. We see Tom laying on a big pool float in the center of a pool. He's wearing a pair of sunglasses and he looks totally relaxed. Suddenly, we see a shadow pass over him. When he looks up, we can see that it was just a bird flying above him. Tom goes back to relaxing. Meanwhile, Jerry has snuck up behind him and he's pulling on the nose of the floaty. With all of his might, he pops the float and Tom falls into the water. Jerry dives into the water and the two begin an underwater chase. Tom grabs onto Jerry's tail, but Jerry wiggles away and swims into a nearby cave. Tom follows after him. The scene quickly cuts to black and then back to the pool. The two are nowhere to be seen and the only thing we hear is some splashing. The next scene takes place inside the house. Tom is chasing Jerry through the kitchen. Jerry hops onto a countertop and then dives off of it and into a cluster of hanging pots and pans. Tom reaches out to grab him, but instead knocks one of the pots off of the rack. It lands on his head and he yelps in surprise. Jerry darts across the kitchen and jumps up on the back of the refrigerator. Tom looks up at him and lets out a frustrated sigh. Jerry sticks his tongue out at him and then jumps down onto the counter. He grabs a bar of soap and then jumps back onto the floor. He begins to rub the soap all over the floor. Then when Tom comes by, he slips on it and slides across the floor. He crashes into the washing machine and disappears inside of it. Jerry flips a switch and turns on the washing machine. He closes the door and then jumps up on top of it. He pulls out a pair of scissors and begins cutting the shoelaces of Tom's shoes. We hear a loud crash and the door to the washing machine swings open. Tom steps out of the washing machine with suds all over him. Jerry quickly hops off of the machine and runs away. Tom shakes the suds off of his body and chases after him. The two eventually find themselves in a big toy store. There are all kinds of toys surrounding them. Tom and Jerry begin racing around the store with each other, dodging shopping carts and shelves of toys. At one point they find a set of remote control cars and they take turns driving them around. Another time they find a group of flying toys and they try to hit each other with them. Eventually they come across a large tower of blocks. They continue racing around the tower until it topples over and crushes them. Both of them are covered in blocks and Jerry is knocked out cold. Tom helps him up and dusts him off. They look at each other and then burst out laughing. They sit down on nearby chairs and share a bottle of juice. Tom hands a bottle to Jerry, but before he can drink from it, a balloon pops and the two look at each other with renewed energy. They start chasing each other again and the scene fades out. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more high-quality animations, subscribe to the channel. A classic cartoon featuring everyone's favorite cat and mouse, Tom and Jerry. The series is known for its slapstick comedy, fast-paced action and expressive cartoon effects like smoke, stars, squish sounds, crashes and bowlings. Let's get to it. Scene 1. Tom is trying to sneak up on Jerry while he's eating cheese, but he accidentally steps on a roller skate and crashes into a wall. Classic Tom and Jerry, right? This never gets old. You gotta love those slapstick comedy moments. It's so well animated. The timing is perfect. And look at all those expressive cartoon effects. A simple head bonk sends Tom reeling. Jerry just sits there with a piece of cheese hanging from his mouth. He looks so smug. I love it. Scene 2. Jerry paints a fake hole on the wall and Tom runs right into it thinking it is a tunnel. Oh Jerry, you little tricksy mouse. That was a close one. If Tom had actually gone through that hole, who knows where he would have ended up. But instead, he runs right into it and crashes to the floor. These two are always outsmarting each other. It's a constant battle of wits. But Jerry's got a few tricks up his sleeve, that's for sure. Scene 3. Tom sets a trap with a box and cheese, but ends up trapping himself instead. Jerry outsmarts Tom again. This time he lets Tom take the bait, literally. As soon as Tom sticks his head in the box, Jerry makes a run for it. Leave it to Jerry to turn the tables on Tom. He always manages to escape. Tom, on the other hand, is stuck fast. He's got a lot of angry thoughts running through that cat brain of his, I'm sure. All he can think about is how he's gonna get his revenge on that pesky mouse. But first, he's gonna have to free himself from this box. Scene 4. Jerry rides a toy car and zooms around the house. Tom chases after him and crashes into furniture. Hold on to your seats, folks. This chase scene is one wild ride. Jerry's got the driving skills of a pro, weaving and dodging through the house with ease. Meanwhile, Tom's got the grace of a bull in a china shop. Every crash is more spectacular than the last. They go from one disaster to another in this high-speed game of cat and mouse. There's no telling what kind of crazy stunts they'll get up to next. Scene 5. They both end up covered in whipped cream and burst out laughing together. Sometimes it takes getting covered in whipped cream for these two to finally break into laughter, only to find humor in their desperate situation. They're like an odd couple, a cat and a mouse who share a house, a love of cheese and a good laugh. They may be enemies, but they're also kind of friends. At least they know how to laugh at themselves when they find themselves in a sticky situation. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more hilarious adventures of Tom and Jerry. What's your favorite scene? Mine is definitely the whipped cream finale. It's just so silly. But let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, stay tuned for more laughs. Bye bye. Bye bye.